Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best new class mods in Baldur's Gate 3's mod manager. There's been a few new mods that are very interesting that I wanted to cover in this video. They offer things that I haven't seen in other class mods, which is very interesting, like the ability to place down turrets that can harm the enemies or heal your teammates. And there's also a summoner based wizard class I want to show off that has the ability to summon in a red dragon. This is a summoning based wizard that also gets heavy armor, which I'll show off first. So this is called the Plane Weaver, the wizard subclass made by Clolarion here. And this one's really fun because summoning classes I think are some of the best in the game, just because it's a good action to use, as if you have a summon, it's going to be able to take its own actions, and in the action economy that is huge. So the Plane Weaver here, so a subclass feature, Dimension Warden traveling, so you get armor proficiency with light, medium, and heavy. You also get shield and all weapon proficiencies alongside proficiency in persuasion, which is awesome because persuasion is used quite frequently. Now at first level you get planar ally dog, Tressum, and Raven. These are our planar allies, and as we level up we get more of them. You also get to choose just your regular old wizard spells, and with this there's some pretty fun interactions. So as you level up you're going to get some new ones. We get the Deep Sea Dweller, as many people know it, the Kuatoa, and get a panther, bear, and crab choice as well. As we continue to level up, we're going to continue to get more options, which is awesome, all the way up to a dragon. And I love when classes add a bunch of new abilities that you normally don't get in the game. So I'll just show this off here. On the next level we get ourselves another choice with the Fae, Saber-Tooth Tiger, and the Giant Eagle. I also want to mention that these use your arcane recovery charges, which is an interesting way of implementing that. There's some other class ones that do that, where you use your arcane recovery charges for, like, for example, there's a alchemist grenadier class that allows you to summon in your grenades using the arcane recovery. This one, however, is obviously using the summons. You also get the Astral Step, which basically it's the evasion skill from the rogue and monk, and lets you dodge out of the way of certain spells. And on a successful dexterity saving throw, you take no damage, and only half if you fail. So across the board, taking less damage from spells, that's great. And then also get the ability to summon in a fiend here at level 7 and a displacer. So a displacer beast, you can also turn into one if you have the Illithid abilities. That's pretty cool. And on top of that, you can also take the minor and major elementals, so you can get a huge group of summons going. You can take Animate Dead as well to further enhance the army that you can bring against the enemy. And as we level up here, we get an Avenger, some ranged diva to fight alongside you, and then the Bulette and Spectator. So you guys know the Spectator, big eyeball. You can actually get a Spectator in the game. You have to use the Iron Flask, which you get in Act 1. We also get ourselves the Planetar Protection, always under the effects of protection from good and evil, so that's nice. And for this level we're going to get ourselves some powerful options between the Red Dragon summon, which uses 6 arcane recovery charges, the Cinder Knight, which is a fire elemental, we can normally just summon that in, and then the Harbinger, which is a diva as well. So again, this gives us a bunch of summons to work with. It's cool because summons can like help you solo the game as well. I think that that's pretty awesome, so I'll just show off the planar ally choices, which we have a bunch of. To recap, we got the dog, Tressum, Raven, Deep Sea Dweller, Panther, Hare, Crab, Fae, Saber-Tooth Tiger, Giant Eagle, Fiend, Displacer, Spectator, Bulette, Avenger, Harbinger, Cinder Knight, and Red Dragon. So let's pop down the Red Dragon. That's the one I feel like most people are interested in, and yeah, it's huge. So you can summon that in, and it's got 256 health. Now, the dragons don't have animations for walking, so you just have to use the fly action to be able to move them around. So they will literally just fly to one area and then land in the other. And yeah, I guess that really upset the Duke, so that's pretty funny. But the Red Dragon also gets, I guess I'll just skip our turns, that I can show off it in combat, I guess, here. Didn't expect for this to happen. Didn't think that also started confusing minutes, because I don't think it takes much to do that, but yeah, it's an interesting way for things to go. And then the dragon appears that it's not under our control for some reason. Or maybe it is. There we go. You got the Fire Breath, 14d6 fire damage, and Frightful Presence, which hits in a huge area of effect. Poor Scratch, I don't know what happened there. I'm going to reload. That is the Plane Weaver Wizard. Very sad end to that. Next, we got ourselves the War Dancer, which is interesting because it comes with 3 different subclasses, and this mod was made by Eclipse with a 5 in the middle LP And with this, it has 3 subclasses: the Dawnflower, which is full support, Blade Dancer, which is an offensive multi-hit, and then the Weavestress, which is a balanced summon. So the core essence of the Dancer is to support the team, and through the subclass, you get into offensive too. Unique Weavestress gameplay. It doesn't really do anything on their own, but it includes summons and turrets that can attack the enemy or heal your teammates, which is super cool. So here we get at level 1 the Peacock Strut, which is a weapon damage plus piercing damage and can potentially ensnare them. And this doesn't use your bonus action like the Ranger version, which is awesome. You also get Thorn Whip and Friends. And then for our class features, we get the Ever Evasive, so you're agile and appear to be elusive, so you don't provoke opportunity attacks, and get a +3 to armor class. And replenish your movement after using a spell. Pretty cool. Second wind. And I'll show off, I guess, this in full detail so you get an idea of what this all looks like, because this is a fun one. I really enjoyed my time trying this out, and I think you would as well, because this mod was literally updated yesterday. And it has the reverse cascade here. You can cast the next spell. You would cost a spell slot for free. And you get guidance and dancing lights, as well as Night Ode, giving an enemy or an ally 1d8 of temporary health points for 5 turns. Just use your flow, which is a resource that's using this class. Now we get ourselves a subclass. We get our class features: the Dance Secret. Legends say that a dancing hero of legends can unlock their full potential. You get the Panther Dance to cleanse an ally from the most harmful effects. And then for our subclass, there's a few different effects we get. So the Blade Dancer gives you the Blade Dance. Once per turn, this unit can gain blades by attacking or casting, and those are our resource to use different attacks with. So you can see here, Blade Surge does 1d4 piercing damage dash to an enemy, and this doesn't actually use your action up. This just is a free cast, and it uses a blade charge. And then you got the Blade Fury, which will attack all targets in 2 meters around you. This will also scale up in strength as you continue to level up. This mod also has level 20 support to scale some of these, but it actually doesn't have anything until level 20, which is the capstone. So potentially we'll be obviously seeing some more things get added here down the road. The Dawnflower. The well-being of your allies is the most important thing. No one can best the Dawnflower in healing, buffing, and debuffing. Gain +4 to initiative. You're immune to being surprised and frightened. You have radiant resistance, and you cannot be disarmed. Somewhat similar to the alert feat. And we get Power Chord. Shoot 2 musical chords, each dealing 1 to 4 force damage. They always hit their target. This uses flow, so this is almost, I guess, magic missile. And then the Weavestress. So summon the Weaves, command, and overtake your enemies. So you can summon and command Weaves, can call Weave charge to cast spells, and I'll show off that. So the Weave summoned, and the Weave blink, so you can teleport any of your Weaves within range. So I'll show off the Weavestress because this one is the coolest one, I think. You also get the Sub Step, which uses your flow charge, so basically Misty Step, and Charming Guise, which charms an enemy, give advantage on charisma checks and dialogue as a bonus action. So yeah, I'll show this off. We won't do too much combat because I will cover this in a build guide in the future. You're immune to difficult terrain, increased movement, and you get plant growth, one of the low-key, most underrated spells in Baldur's Gate 3. Level 6, you get yourself Bewildering Grace, so hold an enemy still, they can't move. It's basically just hold person. You can see the little image of hold person there. It's cool. I love hold person. Level 7, you get yourself Crusader's Mantle. It gives yourself and your teammates additional radiant damage, which is cool if you got a radiating orb build. And then you get Moon Mote, which will light up an area. Weave Rise Exalted Renown. So Weave costs 2. Command all Weaves to cast Weave Meteoric Sunder, not working at the current moment. And then the Regain Renown, which is not working at the current moment as well. But again, this mod literally came out yesterday, so more things will be coming as this gets updated. Death Ward at next level there. Level 10, you get yourself the Dance Generations +1 to action. Obviously, very powerful. And Weave Dance Exalted, so this will command them all to do both attacks twice. Currently not working, but I'll still show off what's available on this just to give you an idea of it. But it's cool. I like the idea behind this class mod, and I can't wait to see more from this because I think it's quite interesting. So we'll summon in our summons, I guess, here. So summon a Weave. I guess you have to be in combat for that to work, but I guess we'll just go ahead with our attack here just to get ourselves into combat so that we can summon that in. And then we'll, I guess, end our turn there and then summon in our Weaves. So we'll pop that down. And we got counterspelled by Will. Of course we did. But we got ourselves 2 actions. That's the nice thing about that. And it's available next turn, so I guess I'll just show you guys that in a second. Well, that was not ideal. I got confused and then started throwing a bunch of grenades everywhere and exploded everyone, so oops. But I'll just get into another fight here to show off what this can do, because I want to show off those little turrets there. So hopefully we don't get counterspelled this time. I forgot Volo will let you do that. If I get counterspelled, this is not ideal. I'll just summon in another weave here. Finally, so we got that in. Didn't roll the best initiative, but I'll try and show that off here so that you guys get an idea what that all looks like. Despite the carnage that just went on at my camp. Yeah, this class is cool. Each of the 3 subclasses is actually quite unique in the abilities that they get. It's strong, but another class that doesn't feel super overpowered, and it fills its own niche. And I'm starting to see a lot of classes that pop up that, you know, aren't very similar to some of the other classes that we got. So you can see there, you got the Golden Nectar, the Implode, which will make it explode. You got the Meteoric Sunder, and then also the Weave Slash, and you can make it punch, which is kind of funny. And then you can also restore your charges by doing that. So you can see it'll heal targets in the surrounding area, and then it's immobile, but you can use it, you can summon it around here, and it'll destroy itself within 9 turns. But you can see that pretty decent healing. And that's a cool thing about this, so you can continue to lay those down. Now I'll show off the last class I want to cover in this video. And the final class is the Gloom Weaver, which was made by Highly Curious. This mod is modeled after He Who Was in Act 2, and it's quite interesting. It's kind of like a Raven Queen themed build. Servants of the Raven Queen, they use their shadow magic or martial prowess to reduce enemies to ghastly corpses. So you get some fun ones like Raven's Whip there, piercing damage and pulls them closer. And then Shadow Illusion. I'll show off all of these. They're basically recolors, but in an interesting way. Compel a creature to flee in terror. This uses your Gloom Weaver spell slots, as do some of these other spells as well. So you can see there, some of them are unique. You got Find Familiar Raven as well as a Raven Queen. Obviously, that just makes sense with this. Its spellcasting ability is Charisma as well. I'll just quickly rip through this build to give you guys, or this class to show you guys what this is all about. I'll be doing a build on it in the future. Then you get 3 subclasses to choose from. The Raven Queen's Chosen, which gives you subclass features +3 to perception and have an advantage on investigation checks, and a Sentinel Raven that can blind creatures with its beak. The Shadow Dancer, which gives you the bonus action Hide, and Spiked Chain, which can lash out your chain to hook a creature and pull them 3 meters closer to you. We already got a spell similar. And the Soulmonger. So this is a create the vitality of others. The Arcing Void within radiates outwards. So you get the Soul Hard. When you slay a creature, you gain temporary health points, and your attacks inflict additional necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier for 1 turn. And you get Soul Rend, so possibly drain a target's maximum health points by 2d8, and the target dies if its hit point reduced to 0. So I'm going to show off the Raven's Queen's Chosen and just kind of go through this, but I'll be doing builds in the future of this one. Whispers of the Grave at level 3, and you get the Raven shape, so you can take the shape of a dire raven that can avoid attention and blind enemies. It has only 13 health points, but that's like a nice free action. You also get Shadow Blade, which is cool. Umbral Armor keeps your target in shadows, increasing armor class by 2 and giving a +3 to shadow or to stealth checks. That's a pretty cool spell. And yeah, you also get like Hold Person, very strong spell too. And then its subclass feature, Raven Queen's Ruin, gives a 1d6 penalty attack rolls, ability checks, or damage dealt, similar to what the Bard can give. And you also do get Vicious Mockery, one of the coolest cantrips in the game, as a choice there. So level 5 gives us the Overwrite Memories, 2d4 of psychic damage, rewrite a target's memory, causing them to believe they're your ally. You also take 2d8 psychic damage immediately, and then 1d6 per turn, and you overcome them and make them your ally. Raven's Retribution, when a hostile creature misses you with a melee attack, when you're obscured, your reaction to retaliate with a powerful strike that deals an additional 0 damage. It'll be a little bit more than that. So basically gives you a free attack. We also got the Thirsting Void here, which is like the Hunger of Hadar, but instead of cold damage, we get psychic, which is really fun because psychic damage can be easily doubled. You also get like the classic Lightning Bolt, and Bestow Curse additional damage. So curse an enemy with your touch, your attacks and spells deal additional 1d8 of necrotic damage to the target. So you can see some pretty cool spells that we get, and we get to pick 3 of them, so that's nice. And every odd level you get different features, or every even level I should say. You gain advantage on saving throws while lightly or heavily obscured, which is pretty solid. Sentinel Raven, summon Quoth, the White Raven, quite formidable in battle, if he does say so himself. And Raven Queen's Apport, which teleports yourself to the Raven, which is cool, because you can set the Raven up to make like a Misty Step kind of guide. Raven Queen's Favor, bestow the favor of the Raven Queen on a creature. Its movement speed increases by 1.4 or 1.5 meters and gets 3 to 6 psych damage. This is similar to the ability that Minthara gets that gives you the Absolute Brand, which will give you fire damage. And you also get the Raven Guardian, so call forth Spirit Ravens to protect an area around you. This is basically like Spirit Guardians, but it's Raven Guardians. It's cool. And Withering Touch, 96 of Necrotic +9. And you can see we're starting to get some more unique spells. Beckoning Darkness, which is in the game, as some of these Shar people have this. And It'll also deal extra necrotic damage to a target. It's cool to see that as a choice that you can get. And then once we level up here, we get ourselves Nevermore. Detonate your Raven, hitting any creature within 5 minutes with a Psychic Barrage. Rip to the Raven. Psychic damage, Barrage, pretty nice though. Level 9, just a free level, some extra health, that's all you get. And level 10 gives yourself the Raven's Resistance, get resistance to necrotic and psychic damage while obscured. And Sentinel Raven, which gives you a Queen's Right Wing, capable of calling an unkindness to its aid. And then, I'm not sure where those spells pop back up there, but... and level 11, we get the Corvid Protection. You have advantage on death saving throws, and you're immune to psychic damage and cannot be frightened. So it's really nice if you explode your Ravens. My favorite spell, Corner Cold, is here. Desiccating Pulse, which does psychic and necrotic damage and knocks targets prone, which is pretty cool. You got the Contagion Mind Flare, giving disadvantage on intelligence checks and makes them befuddled. The Grasping Shadow, which makes a Shadow Vine. You even get Banishing Smite, which is a Bard spell, so that's quite cool. Level 12, you get the Misty Escape, and upon taking damage, become invisible. On your next turn, you can cast Misty Step. It'll break your invisibility, so you can teleport around. Then you also get the Finger of Death, level 6 spell here. Point at a foe, cause searing pain. If it does not kill them, they'll wish they were dead. Quite dark and depressing, but it's cool. I love that. So I'll just show off this briefly here and show what it can do in combat. So yeah, lots of unique spells. You got the Overwrite Memories there. Finger of Death obviously being the strongest spell that we get, but we do get this nice Sentinel Raven that we can summon in, and many other Ravens. So the Raven Queen's Wrath. The Ravens look cool. These are similar to the ones that you get as a Beastmaster. Nevermore, so we can explode the Raven there, and I'll apply the Raven Guardians here. So like Spirit Guardians, but purple Ravens. That's super cool. Look at that. Love this class. This is a fun one. So I guess I'll just show off some of the damage that we got. This hits in a huge area, so you can see here, we can just blast away with our Desiccating Pulse, which does a lot of damage. If we're in combat, we weren't in combat, so it didn't do anything. We get 2 of each leveled spell, and then we get Gloom Weaver spell slots, which can cast the spells that we get associated to that, so, or associated to the subclass. There's our big Grasping Vine, which will entangle anyone that walks into it. It's pretty strong, I'll be honest. Then you got your Beckoning Darkness. Nevermore, which will detonate a Raven, which hits in a big area, so make the Raven go boom, and that started a fight there. That's fine, I just want to show this off. So I guess for an action, we use up our level 6 Gloomweaver charge, so these recover on short rest, but you do get a lot of other powerful spells too. I guess I don't have the I have a concentration up, so I can't do anything with that, but just as you guess, boom, that big explosion there started another fight somehow. But yeah, some cool abilities. Withering Touch being very strong, so you can use that. And it's a teammate there, but I want to apply that just to show it off. He blocked it, of course. But yeah, I'll be doing future builds on this because this is a really interesting class. All the ones that I covered today are very interesting. We're getting some super cool class mods coming out day by day. So shouts out to Highly Curious for making this Gloom Weaver class. They did a fantastic job with it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button below. Hope you have yourself a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.